What's up, family? I just want to say that at first I was gonna do 4 videos. I researched enough to do 4 videos on this subject with Trump and the election and everything coming up, but I got sick to my stomach watching all this political nonsense with these constant lies and everything going on. So I just shortened everything down to 2 videos. You already saw one. This will be my last one on the subject. What I can't understand is how so many people are still supporting this person. He's lying about everything, and these are verifiable lies. They're all verifiable. You can research for yourself and find out the truth. But what I can't stand is what he said about Puerto Rican people, in particular the island. I know some Puerto Rican people. I grew up with them. I went to school with them. I've known them for a while, and it's just shocking that this is a presidential. I just can't understand how a candidate could say something like that and still run. Constant lies. And then there are still a lot of people supporting this person. And that's what really upsets me and really gets me sick to my stomach. I really don't want to spend too much time on this person. So this video is a compilation of the most important things that I researched between all 4, and I put them together in this video so whoever cares can see the truth and see what happens, because it's just appalling, from the lies that he tells everyone at his rallies, to the hate rally in New York, to the people supporting him who lie about the hurricanes. And as you saw on the screen, a lot of these Republicans voted against the bill to increase the funding for FEMA. So they came out and were talking about Joe Biden and his policies when they themselves voted against a policy to raise the fees. So, excuse me, not fees, raise the money that they were going to get for the hurricane. So I'm just shocked. I can't believe it. I mean, what is it that you see about this person that makes you want to vote for him so much? I just can't understand it. It's appalling to me. Well, anyways, so on the screen I have our latest shirt, the Puerto Rican Pride shirt, because I think it's very important that we all give Puerto Rico the props they deserve. Like I said, I love Puerto Rican people. You can get it at the website down below, comfortzone.com. That's our company. That's our merchandise. I just can't believe it. I mean, as you see on the screen, this is some of the things that the Trump supporters are putting on their vehicles. A presidential candidate is putting this, or his supporters are putting this on their vehicles. Never in my life have I seen anything like this. Never. And I've been here for a while, so I've seen a lot of different politics, a lot of policies, a lot of candidates run for office. But even this, I mean, they're called weird, but they don't like being called weird. But then they do things like what you see on the screen here. I mean, what the hell is this? I mean, why? This person's running for president. This person is trying to rule the country. Why are they doing this? What has happened to politics? We used to all be friendly with each other. We disagreed, but we disagreed friendly. I don't understand what all the hate is and where this is all coming from. But when I point out that it seems to be stemming from Trump, a lot of his supporters get upset about it. But look at this. He says things to you. He comes out and he says he likes less educated. He comes out and calls you on names. He says things like, I don't care about you, I just want your vote. And then you all try to wash it for him and make it seem like it's okay. He didn't really mean that. But just look at some of these things you're seeing on the screen. I mean, what the hell? Threatening elderly people with a machete because you don't like who they're voting for? What the hell has happened? This makes no sense. None whatsoever. And I can't understand for the life of me where all this hatred is coming from. I can't understand it. It makes no sense to me. This was from Ice-T. And this here, I mean, this is from obviously someone from MAGA. but the lies. I mean, the Affordable Health Care Act helps a lot of people, but he keeps telling people that it's trash, it's garbage. And then this, what the hell presidential candidate would advertise something like this? And then a lot of people vote for him. And then you have this. I mean, you can pause it and read it if you want to, but this is insane. I can't understand. It's almost like, God. It's like he cast a spell on these people. But this right here is perfect. And then the Latinos, I really hope that you all remember what he said about Puerto Rico. And I hope that you all vote against that kind of rhetoric. This is horrible. It's just horrible. Anyways, buy the shirt. Go to the website. Buy that shirt. Buy many other shirts. Buy a whole line. Help me out. Anyways, people, I'm going to let a few things play because I want you all to see what's going on. So we're going to watch it together. All right. I'm not going to talk too much. I'm going to try to let this play, try to let you all hear and see what's going on. Oh, I'm wrong.
I used to believe everything I'd see on the news, but that's before I discovered a brain.
A brain is meant for everyday use. Those living with moderate to severe stupidity have seen immediate improvement in common sense with a brain.
I thought the government had my best interests at heart, and then a friend told me about a brain.
Talk to your doctor about what news sources you obey. A brain may also lower your desire to take life-altering advice from celebrities.
Getting lectured about my carbon footprint from people with 3 private jets used to make sense. But thanks to a brain, now I can think for myself every day. When my disregard for third grade biology began to flare up, I knew it was time for a brain.
Do not try a brain if you're allergic to a brain. Common side effects may include accountability, discernment, homeschooling your kids, a better understanding of economics, awareness of the stupidity of socialism, and diarrhea.
For tethering yourself to reality, the only no-brainer is choosing a brain. Ask your doctor if a brain is right for you.
For more information, visit tryabrain.com.
That was a good one.
If you get the shirt, you can get the 6-pack just as Trump. What's that? If you get the shirt, you can get the 6-packs just as
That's
Trump.
pretty cool. You know what I get angry when people call it a cult. This is normal stuff. Like, I don't know why do people call it a cult?
I have no clue.
I like the shirt. Look at that. That's pretty much looks like him. Let's be honest.
Yeah, we're just trying to support President Trump first in the country.
Yeah, and that's really pretty much that's what he looks like. Would you agree? I mean,
Yes, sir. That's his body.
yeah, that's absolutely his
Yeah,
body.
without a doubt. That's him. That's it.
I agree. Would you agree too? That is definitely.
That's right. You built this brick by brick.
Yeah.
Brick by brick.
1776. I thought you were Donald Trump for a second. Holy shit. Wow, that's impressive, my friend. This is a professional dancer over here. Look at this, the thumbs up. Am I as tall as Donald Trump? I don't know. I don't know if I'm as tall as Donald Trump. These are the mini Donald Trumps. Look at that. Oh, they got Melania Trump here too. See, I need hair, so I need to buy one of these because I need hair. I'm bald. I don't have the Donald Trump hair. That is true. It would actually. You're right about that. Video. I gotta post this. What's your name, buddy?
Mario.
Mario, tell me about your shirt, bro.
My shirt is fantastic. This is a 101. We have we're out of Phoenix, Arizona. We have a decorating shop, a warehouse where we do all in-house.
And tell me what it says. Okay, so it says, I'm not voting for the felon.
I am.
Or I'm voting for the felon. You are voting.
I am voting for the felon.
Okay,
Right.
and show me the back, because I haven't seen the
one.
back.
This is the one I like because I designed this one myself. Look at this one. Ready? Hold on. Where's it at? Yeah, right here. You see that? Yeah. If you know, you know. You gotta get it. Plus 2024.
Show me the back. I hate to be like a model here, but...
And then we design that one. That's the
So this is the
Teflon
actual picture right after he was
That's
shot.
exactly right. We said Teflon flesh on. You can't be touched. Teflon Dawn. Yeah.
How much do those shirts cost?
This one I just sold one this morning for $100.
And how many have you sold so far?
This is a one of one. There's only been one sold, and we created it yesterday just to come to the rally, just to see if it would happen, because everybody comments on it.
This isn't a gotcha question, but would you consider Joe Biden a felon?
Yeah.
Would you vote for Joe Biden?
No.
He's a felon.
Yeah.
If people would say that.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm not voting for him because he's a felon.
Right. You're voting for him regardless of whether he's a felon.
The weaponization of it.
I got you.
Yeah.
What happened to all your Let's Go Brandon stuff? Like, what do you do with that merchandise?
Well, we sold out.
Oh, you sold it already? Oh, okay. So they're not making any more?
No, so it's kind of a fad that kind of went out.
So what's like the Harris like stuff now? Is there a slogan for Harris? Like I've heard, get rid of Joe and the Hoe. Do you have any of that?
I don't. We try to keep things more family friendly because we're the official Trump vendors.
Gotcha.
We have to present ourselves accordingly.
So like what? Let's Go Brandon. What does that mean? I don't even know.
So it's basically the family friendly version of FJB.
So it means F Joe Biden. Okay.
Yeah, so Brandon, I don't know his full name, but he's a NASCAR racer.
Right.
He won a big circuit.
Right.
He was getting interviewed, and people were protesting.
Oh, okay. So if a child says "Let's go, Brandon," that's okay.
That's the family friendly version.
Yeah, but it means F Joe Biden. But if a child said it, it's okay. Gotcha. Okay. When he goes like this with his arms, there you go. I love this guy. Oh, can I see the bandage? That's so cool. Look at that. Have Haitian immigrants ever tried to eat your dog? Serious question.
I know, it's just crazy.
I'm not even
They're
joking.
not eating only the dog, they're eating also the people.
Yeah. What do you think about that? What should they do with those people?
Teach them to
You
eat
don't
beef.
take an answer, okay?
Just teach them to eat beef.
Teach them to eat.
Yeah, that's all you got to do.
Yeah. Organization is called Japan
Yeah.
for Trump.
Japanese Korean company.
So tell me a little bit about your organization.
Organization here. Our author is beautiful all cover.
Oh.
This one. These books are all books.
Yeah.
Right, written by Yuko Onkawa.
So I'm not great on history, but
Yes.
I would assume the Japanese people are not in favor of Kim Jong-un, right? They're not big Kim Jong-un fans.
No.
So how do you feel about Trump writing love letters to Kim Jong-un? Are you, as a Japanese woman, you're obviously for Trump. Do you feel like it's appropriate for him writing love letters to? How do you feel about that?
So what? So you want to know why we are supporting Trump?
No, I want to know what your thoughts are on love letters that Trump writes to Kim Jong-un.
So with North Korea, there's
Yeah.
two options. You allow it to, go into an all-out war to try to defend itself, or continue to exist as it is, threatening other countries and using nuclear warfare as a way to, get Japan to give it money and all of that. Trump came in and gave North Korea a third way, which is stop with the nuclear arms play and just, you can actually be a country like Vietnam. And that's solving the problem. So you can call it love letters to North
Well, that's what he
Korea.
called it, not what I called it. He called it love letters.
Well,
I'm
Trump-
just using his words. Yeah.
Okay, but that we are finally seeing a feasible solution to this Cold War that is still in the Far East.
So help me understand what's the difference between what's going on in
That's
North
my
Korea
solution.
now compared to.
That's my answer. Thank you. Bye.
Okay, so I can't ask you any questions.
I answered it.
It's impossible that you're stupid.
This entire venue only holds about 2,000 to 3,000 people.
Unbelievable. So you tell me, is that a cult or not?
For you, I promise. Go ahead.
Ask me, stand right there for me.
Ask me anything you like. I'm very opinionated. Go ahead.
All right, well, look at me.
Yeah.
What brought you here today?
I think there's a lot of idiots here today. I think 90% of the people here are very uneducated white people. Donald Trump is a 34-count convicted felon. He's a liable sexual abuser. And the fact that these people look at him, it's like a cult. I think it's embarrassing. I think a lot of these people are some of the worst that America has to offer.
Are you a Nevada resident?
Yes, I am. I live in Las Vegas, and the last person on the planet that I would ever vote for is Donald Trump. He literally is a rapist, according to the judge that presided in his case. He has 30 women that have accused him of sexual assault or rape, including his ex-wife, in court documents. What does Donald Trump need to do for these people to say, geez, maybe I won't vote for this guy. He's a 34-count convicted felon. I don't like Joe Biden either. He's old. They're both old. But I choose democracy over Donald Trump. January 6th doesn't happen if not for Donald Trump lying about the election. I guarantee you all these people here today are so ignorant that they still think that Donald Trump won the 2020 election with literally zero widespread voter fraud evidence. These people are cultists. Look at them. Do you see people on the back of pickup trucks with malarkey signs? Do you see people decked out in Biden gear everywhere? No, of course not, because we're not a cult. This is a cult, and I feel like I'm at a Klan rally right now.
And can I get your name for the...
Sure. I'm a radio host here in town. My name is Brian Shapiro, Brian Shapiro, and I do a radio show here in town called Pushing the Limits. And that's why I came here, not because I'm a supporter of Donald Trump. Anyway, you guys get it.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
What happened? Oh.
See?
If I'm elected, you won't lose one plant. You'll have plants coming into this country. You're going to have jobs again. You won't lose one plant. I promise you that.
The $10 billion Foxconn investment in an LCD plant in Racine County that never arrived. That land remains mostly empty.
Those jobs have left Ohio. They're all coming back. They're all coming back.
A large American factory stopped production today after more than half a century. 1,600 workers at the General Motors plant in Lordstown, Ohio, are affected by this.
It's hard to even fathom that I'm not going to be coming back tomorrow.
No more empty factories that sit there and rot.
Operations at GM's Warren transmission plant end today.
All the people that are left inside know this is their last shift here.
See? I mean, again, lie after lie after lie. I don't know what you need to see. I really don't.
We are in Mount Pleasant, Wisconsin. We're about 26 miles south of Milwaukee, at the site of what was supposed to be the eighth wonder of the world, in former President Trump's words.
This is the eighth wonder of the world.
It was supposed to be a $10 billion electronics manufacturing plant. It became clear early on that this was all for show, but not before the state and local governments spent hundreds of billions of dollars to buy land and build infrastructure. They did get some of it built, but most of the space that you see behind me, Foxconn has put up for rent.
Everybody felt like they were lied to, and that is such a hard thing to come back from.
Last month, President Biden came here to troll Trump, announcing a $3 billion Microsoft data center on part of the Foxconn site.
Yet despite all his failures, this contest of the humane and the feared versus the insane and the weird is unbelievably close. Why? Because of the intentional lying and endless gaslighting by Trump and his army of liars.
What we have in Kamala Harris is a person who has said that she wants to defund the police.
What we should be thinking about is the opposite of defunding, refunding, you call. We'll refund.
No, that's a lie. She never said that. And by the way, Mr. MIT, the opposite of defund is not refund. It's fund, which is to allocate or provide funds for a program or project. To defund is to withdraw financial support from. Refund is to make repayment to or reimburse, something you still haven't done on the nearly $2 million you owe 14 U.S. cities from 2018, including $64,000 to the city of Mesa, Arizona. I doubt you remember Mesa, but I think you know the mayor.
And by all means, you owe no displaced loyalty to a candidate that is morally and ethically bankrupt. That's why I'm voting for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz.
Oh my goodness. Again, this is unprecedented. Republicans are voting for the Democrat because Trump is so bad. He's just a horrible, horrible person.
Believe it or not, I am just trying to get things right. So look, when Trump was in office, he selected 44 people to be in his cabinet, 44 people to work with him as close as humanly possible in private, behind closed doors. And they got to see the real Trump. They got to see how he thinks, how he feels, how he works, and what he plans for our country. And out of those 44 people, 40 of them will not be supporting or endorsing Trump this time around. 40 out of 44. And somehow All 40 of them are traitors. All 40 of them are cowards. All 40 of them are wrong. And he alone is still the symbol of justice and peace and righteousness and truth. Copy.
See, that's what I don't understand. So Republicans and Trump supporters, please go ahead, explain, make us all understand. So according to his logic, he's right all the time. He's going to win. The only way he can be defeated is if they cheat. And then all 40 of those people are bad people, yet he's the one who hired them because they were good once. I mean, explain what that means, because I don't understand.
Wow, look at this beautiful swastikas. There we go. White power. Hell, Trump. Yeah. Make America white again. Woo, woo, woo. Out here in Jupiter, loving it, loving the good weather, blue skies. Woo! Make America white.
See, so again, I've said it before, I'll say it again. I mean, the racists all flock to him because of his racist ways and what he says and how he says it. But he never once comes out and tells them they're wrong. He never once comes out and condemns them because he needs their votes. So no matter how many of us he hurts in the process, he needs their votes. So that's why you can have comedians say bad things about Puerto Rico and he doesn't say anything about it. In fact, he lied and says he doesn't even know about the joke. He doesn't know the comedian. He heard that there was a joke. I mean, let's be real. I've put on shows before. I've been a part of shows that were put on. They know what's going on the stage. The Trump rally, or hate rally rather, they knew what was going on the stage. His people had to listen to the jokes. They knew what jokes were going to be mentioned, and yet they okayed it. In fact, the only thing that they didn't okay was the comic using the C word to describe Kamala Harris. Other than that, putting down the entire island seems okay for them. So yes, Trump is responsible for what went on stage. So when he put down Puerto Rico, Trump was all for it because he knew about that joke ahead of time.
She says, I want to end Obamacare, affordable health, okay? No, I never said that. I fixed it. I made it good, but it still stinks, okay? If we got something better, I would do it. If it was less expensive, it's too expensive and it's not a very good form of health care. So I'd like to terminate Obamacare, come up with a brand new, beautiful health care. The Democrats will do it because there'll be tremendous pressure on them, and we might even have the House by that time. And I think we're going to win the House, okay? You'll see, but I think we're going to win the House. I know more about ISIS than the generals do. I know more about weapons than just about anybody. I know more about steelworkers than anybody.
I know more about drones than anybody.
I know more about politicians than anybody.
I know more about technology than anybody.
I know more about ethanol than anybody. I know more about wind than you do.
Nobody knows consultants better than me.
Nobody knows more about trade than me.
Nobody knows the system better than me.
Nobody knows the banking industry better than me. Nobody knows more about environmental impact statements than me.
Nobody knows more about it than me.
Nobody knows it better than me. And nobody knows it better than me.
Nobody knows it better than me.
Nobody knows it better than me.
About Project 2025. So you've publicly said that you don't have any direct connection to Project
nothing. 20. I know nothing about it.
I know nothing about Project 25.
I know nothing about QAnon. I know nothing about it. I know nothing about the indictment.
I know nothing about WikiLeaks.
I have no idea who these women are.
I don't know anything about Russia. I don't know Putin.
RFK, I don't know.
So somehow he knows more about everything that exists than the people who actually invented those things. And yet he knows nothing about 2025. But a lot of his people are on the boards that put the whole 900-page document together. So again, he's lying. And some of you want to vote for that and want that to be in charge.
Look, we get it. Prices are high right now. You hate it. We hate it. It might be the only thing that Americans actually agree on. But if that's the reason you're voting one way or another, then this is for you. Okay, first, y'all know that the president does not control inflation, right? For the most part, inflation is managed by the Federal Reserve, which is an independent government agency. So it's not really something that should dictate how you vote. Second, prices spiked and inflation rose mostly because of the pandemic. Remember that? It disrupted supply chains, changed demand for products, and messed with spending habits. It's a global issue, not just something that happened in the US. So yes, inflation spiked in 2021 because that's when we really started feeling the financial effects of COVID. But you can't seriously blame the change of executive office for the high price of eggs. There's really only a couple of things the president can do to even influence inflation. And Trump has a track record of doing both, increasing the federal deficit and imposing tariffs on foreign goods, both of which increase inflation. I don't know, it doesn't make me think that he would do anything to make things more affordable if elected. Just saying.
Yeah, that's a good question. So again, Trump supporters, Republicans, please tell me, how come you all believe when he says that the budget is way out of control, the deficit is way out of control, yet he's the one who added so much to the deficit? Do you all know that? Do you even see it, or do you simply not care?
Well, a man in Bexar County is now out of jail after the sheriff's office says he assaulted a poll worker. Sheriff Javier Salazar says around 6:30 Thursday night, Jesse Lutzenberger walked into the Johnston Library polling location wearing a hat supporting former President Donald Trump. A poll worker told him to take off his hat before voting. It's against the law in Texas to wear clothing or accessories that support a candidate, party, or measure within 100 feet of a polling location. That's the law. Well, the sheriff says Lutzenberger put the hat back on while he was still inside the building. As he was escorted out, the sheriff says the man punched a poll worker several times.
We're asking everybody to please, tone down the violence. It's just not something. There's no room for violence when it comes to the political realm. We just can't tolerate it. We can't allow it to happen.
Lutzenberger is facing a charge of injury to an elderly person. He's currently out on bond.
Let's be honest. All of this violence and rhetoric didn't exist before Trump convinced half the country that they should be violent. And let's be for real here. When these people see that their lives have been ruined because they support this person, he's not going to help you. He doesn't care about you. Why can't everyone simply get along with everyone else? We can agree to disagree, but that should be the extent of it.
Our patrol officers responded to an armed person with a machete call at the Beach's Branch Library, which serves as an early voting precinct at the beach. The units arrived and found 8 young males, 7 of which were juveniles and 1 adult male, inside the parking lot of the polling location. The investigation revealed that the group arrived to protest and antagonize. Caleb James Williams, he's 18 years of age, of Neptune Beach, brandished a machete in an aggressive, threatening posture over his head. The group was there for no other reason but for ill intentions to cause a disturbance. Voting in our country is one of the most sacred and protected rights we have. Ensuring everyone's right to vote is crucial, and it will not be impeded upon in Neptune Beach or Duval County. This goes way beyond expressing freedom of speech. To say your piece is your First Amendment protected right, but that goes out the window the moment you raise a machete over your head in a threatening manner.
See, again, violence. Why was this even necessary? It makes no sense at all. It makes none.
Earlier this week, we heard the story of Josely Barnica, a 28-year-old mother who died of sepsis in 2021 after being denied an abortion and contracting an infection when she suffered a miscarriage. And now journalists from ProPublica are telling the story of Nevaeh Crane. In 2023, the 18-year-old suffered a miscarriage on the day of her baby shower, developed sepsis, and was denied emergency care at multiple hospitals before her death. To talk about this story and the reporting that went into it, we're joined now by ProPublica reporter Lizzie Presser. And Lizzie, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, first walk us through your reporting and what you learned about this young woman's death.
So we wrote about Nevaeh Crane. She was 18 years old when she got pregnant with her high school sweetheart. And she had a relatively uncomplicated early pregnancy until her baby shower when she was 6 months along. She woke up nauseous, feverish. She started vomiting and she had sharp abdominal cramps. She went to one hospital in Beaumont, Baptist Hospitals there, and they didn't even take her back. They diagnosed her with strep throat and left her in the waiting room for 4 hours and discharged her. They didn't treat her like a pregnant person at all and evaluate her pregnancy. She went home and she was up again at 3 a.m., waking her mother up in pain. And she went to another hospital, Christus St. Elizabeth. And there her vital signs were alarming and signaled a potential for sepsis. And while the doctors are supposed to treat that with continuous antibiotics and monitoring before discharging someone, they did not. They gave her IV fluids and Tylenol, 1 dose of antibiotics, and though her vital signs had not changed at all or abated, they discharged her again. She goes home and still in pain. She can't walk at this point. She's breathing heavily, moaning, crying with her mother, who's trying to sit by her side and rub her head and keep her comfortable. And she goes to the bathroom and sees that she's bleeding and realizes that this is a miscarriage. By the time they get back to Christus St. Elizabeth, they're rolled right back into a room. She starts getting antibiotics, but the doctors there insist on 2 ultrasounds to confirm fetal demise before offering a DNC to remove the baby, who she had named Lillian, and hopefully the infection that was in her uterus. But by that point, it was too late to save her. Her sepsis was too far along, and she had developed a bleeding disorder. She died several hours later.
So that's the end of it. I really can't go any further than this, but it amazes me that there are women who are voting for this person, because clearly the Republicans don't seem to care about women. Your mother, your sister, your aunt, female cousins, I don't understand it. These are people who you should put up on a pedestal. I mean, how can you look at your significant other in the eye, if they're female, and know that you're going to vote against their best interest? It makes no sense to me. And truth be told, there's a history in this country of not respecting women and not giving them the rights that they deserve. Excuse me. I mean, it dawns on me that that's the one area that we need to really improve on on a whole, as a country. We need to respect these women. We need to make sure that women are finally treated equally. It really hurts when I think about this. I mean, this young lady did not have to die at all, but here we are, living at a time where you can't get certain help at a hospital because of the abortion bans. I mean, they argue back and forth about what's right or what's wrong. I'm not getting into that. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a professional in the medical field at all, so I have nothing to say when it comes to that. Only that I believe women should be ultimately in charge of their own bodies, and that should be the end of it. But the Republicans don't seem to want to give that right to the women. So that's all I have to say. Anyways, Latino people, I feel your pain. Believe me, as a minority myself, I've seen a lot of things over my lifetime. So when he was coming for you, I knew exactly what that felt like. But all you have to do is make the right choice. I'm not telling you who to vote for, but this seems very clear to me because, I mean, 34 counts of a felon. I mean, let's be honest. If a minority has 1 count, they're going to jail. How does he have 34 yet he can run for president? Then he keeps lying and he can run for president. Then he can threaten people. He can threaten to shoot people he's not threatening himself, but he alluded to death threats when it comes to Liz Cheney. And yet he's allowed to run. He keeps doing things that defy logic and defy law, yet he's allowed to run. So if anything at all, you should understand that as a minority, they don't care about anything about us because he's allowed to run. And he says things that are hurtful, and he's going to keep running. And the Democrats, truth be told, Democrats to me are no better. I'm independent, so I don't care. But they're no better because they're allowing this to happen. I mean, on one hand, you could say, yeah, but they don't have the power to do this. No, the law has the power, but they're not doing anything either. If you break the law, you should be penalized for it. It shouldn't matter how much money you have or who you are. But he stacked the Supreme Court with people he knew would get him off if he needed it. So there, that's what you have. Anyways, people, I'm going to go because this is sickening. If you're still undecided at this point, then you've already made your choice. You just don't know it yet. But there should really be no reason why anyone should be undecided at this point. Now, in my personal opinion, I think that America may just be too racist for Kamala Harris to win. So I feel that Trump is going to win. And it's largely because there's so much hate around the country. Now, if I'm wrong, I'll definitely come back and make a retraction video. But I firmly believe that because of all this hate, Trump will win. He'll pull it off because there's no way this race should be close. No way. Anyways, people, I'm gone. Go to the site. Go to comfortzone.com. Who wrote the Puerto Rican Pride shirt? In fact, hit the search on that site and just type in Puerto Rican Pride, and then the shirt will pop up. And while you're there, look at the Jamaican shirts, look at the Haiti shirts, look at all the other clothes that we have, all the different things that we have to offer. All right. Until next time, I'm getting out of here.